cooking breakfast. We're gonna head to Sol Duc Valley today.
Yeah, what's the plan, Rhonda?
I let Stan sleep in today, made sure he had lots of rest before I hit him with this one. Where are we headed?
Out of the sun. We're headed to the hole in the wall. So you see this hole in the wall? You need to see it at low tide. This is one of the biggest hikes here.
Off of Rialto Beach too,
off
right?
of Rialto Beach, yes.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm very, very well. Looks good. Can I get you a park map?
Please, thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Enjoy your time.
Thank you.
Good morning. Where are we, Rhonda?
We are at Hoh Rain Forest in Olympic National Park, headed to the Hall of Mosses, which I thought was the Hall of Moses.
It probably is the Hall of Moses.
I don't think so. I think it's the Hall of Mosses because there's supposedly moss all over the trees. It's absolutely beautiful back here. We went into the visitor center. It's not a very large visitor center, is it?
No, no. This area is not free. You either have to have a pass or your $30 entrance fee.
And where we were at over on the by Mora Campground, no charge. They do truly have something here for everybody because you can take the mini trail, which is 0.1 mile loop, and then we're gonna take part of the mini trail to the Hall of Mosses, which is a 0.8 mile easy loop. You could do a 1.2 mile loop, or you could just do an 18 mile loop, you know, no big deal. What's incredible about this Olympic National Park is that you have everything. You've got the coast, you've got the mountains, you've got rivers, you've got a rainforest. This is just amazing. And it took us about an hour to drive here this morning from our campground, Mora Campground, but it's well worth it. It looks similar to where we're staying, but not with these mossy maple trees and the ferns. The park has like 3,000 to 4,000 elk, and this area houses, I guess, like 300 to 400 of those elk. So we're hoping maybe we might see an elk while we're here.
You can watch some pretty amazing things happen. I watched this complete circle of life. This salmon had literally just fertilized eggs, dropped back about 15 feet into this creek bed, and was promptly stabbed by this great blue heron, flung on the shoreline, and then swallowed whole.
We're going to see the Hoh River. Can you imagine when this place is getting their 12 feet of rain, how this flows? This is a 50-mile long river, and it's born up on the glacier cap Mount Olympus and then descends 7,000 feet to the Pacific Ocean. And it's fed by snowmelt and rain. How does it feel? Do you feel it? Oh, it's very cold.
Oh my gosh, so cold.
But it's so clear.
We're headed to the hole in the wall.
Hey, I don't care. I got my water shoes on.
So you see this hole in the wall? You need to see it at low tide. Now the tide is not really that low. It's usually really low, like early in the morning, like 3 a.m. where it's 0 feet. But we're heading out because low tide is going to be at 3:12. So we're trying to get there within an hour and start heading back, so we don't have to walk in that and can walk where it's nice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then hopefully we can see the hole in a rock.
Right, because if it's high tide, they say you don't really see it.
You don't say it's not really worth the hike. And a lot of naysayers say, it's the worst hike I've ever been. But you know what? It's beautiful.
How do you refute this?
Yeah,
Look at this.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a little tough, but now we're on some sand, so this is good.
This is not a growing tree. It is a floating piece of driftwood that stood up like this. Who would have thunk it?
Look at that. There is nothing, I have never seen anything like this beach.
This is a piece of driftwood that is standing up.
Wow.
That will not be here next winter.
There. Woo, wow. Can you imagine the horse? Okay, so this is not the hole in the rock yet. We're finding our way over there. We have traveled 1.24 miles. There's a quarter of a mile to go. That guy. And he has a couple friends over here. Oh, almost a bit there. There. Isn't that cool? Climbing to the hole in the rock. It is 1.47 miles at this point, and it's low tide at 3:12, so in 23 minutes, and it starts going back up. So we got to get out there before it starts coming back up. Get out there and get back. So we just did that. And now we're on the good side. Heart's racing a little bit. Wow. Ooh. We can see how come you have to come at low tide. Look at that. Okay, this one's not looking too good. All right, Stan's going through. Let's go through the hole in the wall. Look how crazy the color of the rock is in there. And then you got, look at that guy. Oh, so awesome. So low tide's at 3:12?
Yeah, but
12 minutes.
3:12 is when the tide starts coming in.
Coming back up. Who knows how accurate they are, right?
Start going down.
Are you sure? Oh, go down?
Yeah, right there.
I don't think I can do it.
What's that?
You think I can go down there?
Yeah, right on that part right there.
Oh, boy. Okay, hold on.
Just go. You want to follow me?
Yeah, I don't think I can. What do I hold on?
Okay. And go. Keep going straight then, babe.
All right, I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah. You good?
This is not the way I picked.
Oh. I got shorter legs, so.
Okay. I don't want to hear the short leg excuses anymore. Those little mighty legs are a lot stronger than mine.
Oh, that gets your heart racing. All right, well, we made it. We did it. It would be a different story, right? If it was high tide.
Well, if it's high tide, you have to go up through the jungle and come around. That's the only way you can see the other side.
There must be a trail.
There is like a little trail, but it's not very easy.
Oh.
But
Good job, babe.
hold this on.
Watching the tide.
All right.
All right, let's go.
We got a couple of tips for you. Make sure you do this hike at low tide. So see what low tide is, because they show that to you all over the campground. See when low tide is, then leave an hour before. And then when you get here, you'll be about 15 minutes before low tide. You'll be able to go through the rock,
Yeah.
you know, and then you'll be able to enjoy the tide pools. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the tide pools. That was really actually
Well,
special.
you weren't expecting to be a rock climber either.
No, definitely not.
She did the Spider-Man, and we got video. She did the Spider-Man going across the rock, so you did it, girl.
Yeah, I just didn't trust my shoes. I didn't know if they were going to slip. If they were, I'm actually super impressed with them. They did great.
They
So
did good.
I'll
So
put a link in the description if anyone's interested in
there's
water
your
tennis
huge tip
shoes.
for this hole in the wall at Olympic National Park outside of Mora Campground. This is one of the biggest hikes here.
Off of Rialto Beach, too,
off
right?
of Rialto Beach, yes. I'm sorry, you're right. It's off of Rialto Beach. And it's one of the
It's a 5 gem.
5 gems.
So when we pulled in, the parking was full, as is now. And then you've got this right here to the left. So Kilayuti Indian Reservation, so we can park over here. So what are the stats? What do we
So
got?
3.34 miles, and it took us an hour and 49 minutes. And that's because we had to walk through basically rock. But then when we got to the beach, it was kind of nice.
Yeah, and we stopped and we walked out and looked at the tide pools and took our time. So that was really a nice hike, I guess, if you will. I'm tired though. It took its toll walking on those rocks.
Well,
but boy,
we did the rainforest, and we did this, so it makes
Yep.
sense.
Definitely wear waterproof shoes with the good sole, sticky sole if you're gonna go walking on those rocks. You don't want to slip. Good morning. Generator going. Charging batteries. Stan is cooking. Breakfast. Got some eggs. Like a scramble, huh?
Well, more like a spinach omelet.
Spinach omelet. That looks good. So we got Canadian bacon and spinach and onions, eggs, And then some hashed brown potatoes. It's amazing. So we're gonna head to Sol Duc Valley today.
Yeah, what's the plan, Rhonda?
I let Stan sleep in today, made sure he had lots of rest before I hit him with this one. No, we're gonna go to Sol Duc Valley and see probably what they claim to be the most picturesque waterfall in Olympic National Park. So we're gonna check that out. We're gonna go see where the salmon are spawning. So I wanna say they call them the salmon cascades. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it said. But that's the plan. And then the hike to the waterfall, it says is only a 0.8 one way. And then, so a big reward for just a little effort, which is nice. And then the cascade where the salmon are spawning, we can just pull in and see that right there. So,
you know, we really hope that, because you know the salmon have a mind of their own. You can't predict when they decide to spawn.
Yeah, it said September, October. So
we'll see.
Today is September 21st, so we should be good. What else? Well, you know what? It's an hour, it's a little over an hour away, which is unfortunate to get over there, you know. But that's what national parks usually are, right? You have to drive an hour to get to see anything. So
we drove an hour yesterday to the Hoh Valley, the whole
national or Hoh Rain Forest.
Hoh Rain Forest.
Yeah. Yeah, so today is another hour. And then tomorrow we leave and we're gonna head to, fingers crossed again, prayers. We're gonna get a campsite at the heart of the hills. So we're gonna head, is it a couple hours from here?
What?
Heart of the Hills Campground.
No, it's gonna be like an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
59 miles to
Port Angeles?
Port Angeles.
All right, so it's more on the north side of Olympic National Park. So we're gonna head up there, hopefully ride some of the Olympic Discovery Trail, which is a rails to trails. So that's up there, and then kind of scope out that area, see what that's all about. Breakfast is served.
Breakfast is ready.
I'm so excited. All right, I'm gonna put this down. We're gonna eat and then take you guys along with us to Sol Duc Valley. We're all following you, babe. You better be going in the right direction. This is a heavily traveled path, yeah?
So when you look at, yeah, it's very heavily traveled. Well, you know how I am. I always say, go early, you know. Lord have it, as soon as we pulled up, a truck pulled out where we could fit our truck, so that's pretty good.
I know. We're just saying that because
it's the little things.
It's the little things that God does care about, you know? He handles the whole earth, but he takes care of us in those little ways, so that's why we bring those up.
I did say a little prayer that the Lord will find a parking place for us before, and he did.
This structure was built in 1939, a year before the park was a national park, and is built by the Civilian Conservation Corps, the crew that was here in the summer and fall of 1939. We got Stan taking pictures of a brown recluse. Look at that cobweb. I don't know if you can see it, but pretty incredible. The light shining through. What are you squawking about over there?
So you gotta wait until I say action before you cross over the bridge.
Stan's dangerous with this camera he's got.
It's a beautiful camera.
You're loving it. It's good for you to have a passion, a hobby.
If only I could make posters out of them.
Out of your pictures?
Huh?
Posters?
Yes.
Posters went out in the 80s, baby.
Is that true?
Nope. Yes, dear.
Really?
Posters?
Yeah, stuff you put on the wall, they don't do those anymore.
No. You take the picture and you go to CVS and they put it on canvas. That's the new way. You have a nice picnic area. The parking lot's still pretty full. And we are out of there. We did that in a little over an hour, about an hour and 20 minutes.